Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugranas Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to something of a surprise upload, right? Because usually you do not see an upload here except after a match has been played. Well, actually that's a new trend that started in 2022. Started in 2022. I wasn't going to say 2021. Started in 2022 because like my match previews were not being too well received by you a lot here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not pointing fingers or anything. Probably they were trash. Anywho, I have broken this tradition because there was some big news that emerged on Thursday night, and it's probably when I should have maybe even done an upload, maybe even Friday night, but you know, life. So here I am before the Almeria match, which is going to be like at 10 p.m. today, which is like a lifetime away, it feels like. But yeah, there was news that broke regarding Gerard Pique and him basically coming out and saying that he is retiring from football and that this match against Almeria at the Camp Nou is going to be the final one of his Barcelona career, and after that he is like done with football on the pitch, that is, but not behind the scenes. You know, we all know that man has got those aspirations to be president one day. And I mean, with some of the gestures he has shown us so far, you remember last season he took that pay cut so we could register players like Memphis. This season as well, he took a bit of a pay cut as well, so we could get some players registered. And he's going a step further here because, you know, he is retiring, and he said that the money that Barcelona owe him can just be like, you know, binned. And I'm sure Laporta was like weeping tears of both sadness and joy when he heard that, because like, God knows our coffers need some relief. But anywho, I just wanted to do something of like, you know, a tribute, I guess, maybe pay homage to Gerard Pique's career, and also just do a bit of a cheeky little match preview, because, you know, maybe this could get you guys to watch a match preview on Blaugranas Everything, like if I throw it in at the end of like a Gerard Pique tribute. Anywho, my thoughts on Gerard Pique, obviously, like, you know, recently I've not been kind to many Barcelona players, especially the ones who've made some like pretty blatant errors and whatnot. And like, you know, I won't deny I've come down hard on the guy on quite a few occasions, but you know, like that happens in the heat of the moment. You know, I'm like an African parent, all right, or or like or an Asian parent, or you know, like I don't know, Middle Eastern parent, like, you know, somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come down hard on my kids. I feel like they're not living up to their potential. Okay. Not that the Barcelona players are my kids or anything, but you know, that's what I mean. Like, I expect the best of these guys, so when they give me something which is like a turd, when I was expecting, you know, diamonds and gold dust, I'm going to come down a little bit hard. And you know, just to clarify that, despite how hard I've come down on Gerard Pique, I have the utmost respect for him. You know, he is a legend of this club. Very few players have managed what he has achieved wearing those Blaugrana colors, alright? And I don't just mean players that played for Barcelona, I mean players, like football players in general, period. Gerard Pique is one of the most decorated footballers in the history of the game, alright? And he didn't get there by accident, okay? He was pretty goddamn good at his job when he was at his best, of which I was able to witness thousands and thousands of times. But unfortunately, you know, he's just one of those players who I'll just have to say he's probably never going to get the credit that he deserves. Even maybe in future he might still not get that, and it's for quite a few reasons, okay? First and foremost, it has to do with some of what I've already touched on earlier. Like, you know, there have been moments where he has turned in some terrible performances, and unfortunately for Gerard Pique, you know, like as compared to like other legends, because you know everyone has a bad game, right? Carlos Puyol used to have bad games, okay? Sergio Ramos has had bad games. You know, your John Terry's, your Rio Ferdinand's, those guys have all had bad games. But the difference, I would say, with like when those guys are their lowest moments and when Gerard Pique has at his lowest moments, is that Gerard Pique's lowest moments just so happen to have coincided with other players' poster moments. You know what I'm saying? Like Ian Robben, for example, toying with him at the 2014 World Cup, right? Low moment for Gerard Pique arguably one of the highest moments of Ian Robben's career, 2014 World Cup. And it's the same as well with just different other players that's come along. Like if you look at the 2018-19 season and how it ended for Barca, at Anfield, Gerard Pique turned in a stinker there. And it just so happened that it coincided with what was a poster moment for Jurgen Klopp and his players. Same thing as well if you look at 2019-2020 with Bayern Munich, the 8-2 low moment for Gerard Pique, poster moment for Bayern Munich. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like Gerard Pique probably will not get the respect that he deserves and doesn't get it even up to now because, he just so happened to have had these low moments in other people's highest moments, in other people's poster moments, those moments they put up as a poster on a child's bedroom wall, something like that. And the other reason why I think Gerard Pique won't get as much credit as he deserves is that he's never really been traditionally flashy. You get what I mean? He's not one of those defenders who is going to make those tackles that are bordering on the verge of a red card just to win the ball and actually pull it off. You get what I mean? He's not been super aggressive. He's not been that kind of a player. He's not the type of player who goes around the pitch, with a big bad attitude, taking the ball from everyone, asserting himself like the peak alpha silverback gorilla male that he is. Okay, that's never been Gerard Pique, and that's one of the reasons why people will always pick someone like Sergio Ramos, for example. Not that I have anything against the dude, but Sergio Ramos will always be put ahead of Gerard Pique as far as legendary players. And of course, Ramos, there's a lot more to him than just the silverback moments. We can all agree on that. But that's just what I mean. Why Gerard Pique probably wouldn't be listed by many amongst the top 10 defenders of the past decade. Having said all that, I will still say, just to wrap this section up, because just realized how long I've been talking already. This is really, really long. I don't know if I'm going to have enough pictures to do the slideshow thingy with the rate at which I'm talking. But the one thing I will have to say about Gerard Pique is I would say, in giving him my flowers and giving him his flowers, not my flowers, and giving him his flowers and giving him the credit that I believe he deserves, I would say that if not for two people in particular, Gerard Pique and Pep Guardiola, if not for these two, we would not see the modern game being played with so many ball-playing centre-backs. Ball-playing centre-backs always used to be there, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not saying that these two invented ball-playing centre-backs. They were always there. We had the Ronald Koemans in the past, the Roberto Ayalas and whatever, they were always there. But what Gerard Pique and Pep Guardiola proved is that you can have ball-playing centre-backs in a system that can be competitive at the very highest level and win trophies in a very dominant manner, okay? They proved that ball-playing centre-backs work in a team that plays highly offensive football, scores a crapload of goals, concedes very few shots on their goal, and of course, wins bloody trophies, wins trebles, wins everything that there is to win. Okay, Gerard Pique and Pep Guardiola are the reason why we see so many Matthias de Ligts these days, so many Virgil van Dijks, so many, Bastonis, whoever your favorite ball-playing centre-back is, name him. It's the reason why coaches started to believe in that idea of, we can use a ball-playing centre-back because they saw these two players, they saw Gerard Pique and Pep Guardiola pulling that off at the highest level, okay, and just, totally smashing it. So that's why for me, Gerard Pique is not only one of the most underrated players who we've seen in the past, maybe 20 or even 30 years, but it's the reason why for me he has been top 5 center backs over the past decade. He's definitely on that list for me. Okay, enough said. Gerard Pique, I could probably go on and speak for hours more. I hope now you see that I was really not lying when I said I do have respect for the guy. But quickly, just looking at the squad news that there is for the match that is coming up later today, it's injury news really mostly, and it's that Christensen, Koundé, Depay, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Frank Kessie, and Sergio Roberto are all not going to be playing, most likely. Well, anyway, in the case of Araujo, Kessie, and Roberto, we know for sure they're not playing. But for the rest, they are doubtful. With Memphis Depay just really recently returning to training, I don't think that Xavi is going to want to throw him into anything intensive just as soon as this weekend. Maybe the next fixture we might see him, against Osasuna. But for now, this is what it is. We wait to see, of course, what Xavi Hernandez will do. Expect to see some rotation as well across the front and across the midfield. Probably Sergio Busquets comes back for this. I know some people might not be happy to hear that, but he's probably going to be played here. And Lewandowski is definitely coming back to start this one, having been rested against Pilzeni. Yeah, Pilzeni is how it's supposed to be said, apparently. So yeah, that's really that. Thank you for tuning in. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments regarding Gerard Pique, or maybe even the Almeria match. Like, what do you think about it? Considering that this is basically going to be like a Gerard Pique testimonial, weirdly enough. So yeah, I'll see you after the match has been played today at 10 p.m. Thank you once again for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forca Barca.